All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down this really powerful learning technique that honestly could completely change the way you study. It's called the 5-year-old teacher test, and it is the secret to unlocking true, deep understanding.
You know that feeling, right? You spend hours, maybe all night, highlighting, rereading your notes, cramming, only to wake up and feel like absolutely none of it actually stuck. Well, you're not alone, and it turns out there's a very real reason this keeps happening.
And the culprit? It actually has a name: mental karaoke. It's that thing you do when your eyes are scanning the words on the page. You might even be mouthing them, but your brain, it's completely on autopilot. It's the illusion of studying, and pretty much everyone does it. And get this, the scale of this problem is just staggering. Some studies suggest that up to 80%, yeah, 80% of our study time is just completely wasted on this passive, useless habit. I mean, imagine what you could do if you got 4/5 of your study time back. That's what we're aiming for here.
So this is where we all get tripped up. The difference between just recognizing something and actually understanding it. Recognition is the trap. It's when you see a term and you think, oh yeah, that looks familiar. I remember seeing that. It feels easy, it feels comfortable, and it's basically your brain lying to you. True understanding, the real stuff, takes effort. It's being able to explain it in your own simple words. That's what builds real lasting memory.
You know, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman said it best. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. This idea is the bedrock of the entire technique we're about to break down. The biggest barrier to learning isn't how hard the material is, it's how easily we trick ourselves into thinking we know something just because it looks familiar.
So what is this big secret that Nobel Prize winners know? Let's pull back the curtain on the so-called forbidden hack that the world's top thinkers use to instantly find out what they don't really know.
And here it is. It's called the 5-year-old teacher test, or as you might have guessed, the Feynman Technique. The whole idea is devastatingly simple. If you can't explain something to a 5-year-old, you don't really get it yourself. It's all about stripping away all the jargon and complexity until only the pure, simple core of the idea is left.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? It sounds simple, and it is. Here is your 3-step master plan to turn those flimsy notes into permanent, rock-solid memory. The whole process is incredibly straightforward. First, just pick one concept, any concept, and write its name at the top of a blank page. You can even draw a little stick figure student. It sounds silly, but it helps. Step 2, and this is key, you have to explain it out loud in the simplest terms you can think of. And finally, step 3, the most important part, find the gap. Pinpoint the exact moment you get stuck, hesitate, or find yourself using a complicated word you can't simplify. And this quote right here just nails it. Anytime you have to use jargon, a fancy technical term, that's a massive red flag. Jargon is just a mask, a way to hide what you don't really understand. It's how we fool ourselves and others. True mastery is being able to explain it without the mask.
Let's take a super common example. We've all been forced to memorize the phrase, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. But what does that even mean? That's just mental karaoke. It's pure recognition. But if you had to explain it to a kid, you'd say something like, it's like a tiny factory inside you, with little engines that make all the energy you need to run and play. See? Now that's an actual idea. You can picture it.
So when you're explaining and you suddenly stumble or get stuck, don't get frustrated. That is the whole point. You've just found it. You found a gap in your knowledge, a little neural hole. Finding that spot isn't failure. It's the magic moment. It's the start of real, focused learning.
So why does this work so well? What's going on in our heads? Let's talk about how this simple little test literally transforms your brain and takes you from just memorizing to true mastery.
So before, when you're just reading, your brain treats new facts like junk mail. It's passive, unimportant, and it goes into a leaky bucket that's just going to spill everywhere. But after you use this technique, you get this deep, samurai-style mastery. You're not just storing random facts anymore. You're actively building a connected mental network. And that network is strong because when you want to remember something, your brain has tons of different paths to get to it.
All right, it's time for a challenge, your 10-minute mission. I want you to put this to the test yourself, like tonight.
Seriously, that's it. All I'm asking for is 10 minutes. Just pick one thing, that one topic from class or work that you're struggling with the most. Grab a piece of paper and start explaining it out loud. Talk to a stick figure, talk to your dog, talk to the wall, it literally doesn't matter. The simple act of forcing your brain to retrieve the information and say it simply is where the magic happens.
So I'll leave you with this one question. From now on, whenever you think you know something,
Just ask yourself this: can I explain it simply? Give it a try. Because if you can't, do you truly understand it? The answer might just change everything for you.